What color is the White House?
I know this one. I know. Geico can save you 15% or more off on car insurance.
Judges,
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
you've won $1 million. Oh,
It was $1 billion, but okay.
Oh, it was $1 billion? Oh, excuse me. Welcome to Rocket to Anywhere, the podcast that would like to remind the editors of the Amazon show Just Add Magic to please get back to work. I'm Corban.
And I'm Sofia.
We have no follow-up this week because it's been a long time since we recorded. So, straight to Thought of the Week. What do you have?
If poison expires, is it more poisonous or is it no longer poisonous?
That's interesting.
Can you, give your thought of the week? Not, interesting.
My brain is it's like that. It's like the face filter from Instagram with all the numbers and equations flying over my head right now.
But that does make sense, though.
Probably becomes more poisonous.
No, because there has to be added stuff to it to make it poisonous.
Or could it be like those potions you see in movies,
You season movies?
where the actor puts a spoon into a liquid and they pulled it out and the spoon's missing because it just disintegrated. So if that happened, the bottle that the poisonous liquid's inside of, wouldn't the bottle just disintegrate or something?
Depends what type of poison.
My thought of the week is, here in 2017, if you think about it, 2003 is as far away as 2031. Both are 14 years away from 2017.
Oh, I have something to say about that.
What?
Today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be.
No, the youngest you'll ever be is when you were born.
No, because it said today. Side note, kids, tomorrow never comes.
Just laying down the harsh truth here.
I have something about truth, too. I have something about everything.
Speaking of things.
Hospitals are full of people having the best day of their life, the worst day of their life, and the first day of their life, and the last day of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Did you let it sink in?
Yep.
No, you didn't. Did you know some people spend their whole life in the hospital, so they never leave?
Those are people who live and die in the hospital.
Oh.
Now to learn a word. So a lot of the times on the podcast, you hear us talk about don't be a Phil or don't be Phil.
That's you.
And I found a word of the week that goes perfect with this. Panglossian. 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 Characterized by or given to extreme optimism, especially in the face of unrivaled hardship or adversity. A.K.A. Phil from the Miserable Mill. For those of you who don't know what the Miserable Mill is or who Phil is, the Miserable Mill is book 4 of the Seuss Unfortunate Events series, which was also the
one cares.
The last 2 recent episodes of season 1 of the Seuss Unfortunate Events on Netflix. That's my little plug. Now on to joke time. Sophia, get us started.
Okay, so this person is telling a story to their friend, okay? So my sister is a veterinary student. She said a little girl brought her hamster in because it hadn't moved for 3 days and was just sitting there at the side of the cage and wouldn't eat or drink anything. So she asked her if anything had happened that may have caused the hamster to be there. And the girl says, yeah, he escaped for a bit, but we found him under the fridge. So they took a look at the hamster, they put him on the table, and he started walking around and eating and all of that. He was perfectly fine. And then they noticed something that's on his cheek pouch.
In his cheek pouch.
Whatever. So they look inside, and they find a fridge magnet. And it turns out the only thing wrong with this hamster was that it was stuck to the metal cage.
So it had a magnet in its mouth that got stuck to the side of its cage.
Yes.
How is it that strong, though?
Do you know how small hamsters are?
Oh, yes, they are quite small. How do you know oranges were the original fruit? Because they're original.
But they weren't. Imagine if trees gave off Wi-Fi signals. We would be planting so many trees. Too bad they only produce oxygen. We breathe.
Hey, there's Wi-Fi sheep in India.
Yeah.
Google's done that. Google it. No, we should do Wi-Fi pigeons.
Did you not see the pigeon that you ran over?
They had to pin it down. The signal is just too loose.
Okay, remember that when we went to zoo? And,
Yeah.
And you were pushing the stroller,
Okay.
and then you just like completely ran over a dead pigeon.
Yeah. Well, okay. So last week also, while I was teaching.
Side note: it was already dead. He's not the one who killed it.
I didn't kill it. Yeah. So we were
Killed it even
shooting.
more though.
Sophia and I were shooting this show last week, not for public. Don't ask where you can watch it. It's not available. So when we were at one of the locations where we were going to do one of the interviews, the DP was setting up director of photography, and Sophia says, "Hey, look out the window." And I said, "What? There's a dead bird on the floor." So we shot that whole scene with a dead bird on the sidewalk outside in the background.
Mm-hmm.
How did we even get to talking about dead birds? Okay, so now I'm going to go to Christmas in July jokes. I found a pile of Christmas jokes. What did the hat say to the scarf? You hang around. I'll go on ahead.
What did the shoe say?
Stay on a foot.
If the earth was flat, cats would have pushed everything off by now.
Mm-hmm. What does Santa, who we would like to remind you is non-existent, we went there, use when his back hurts? It's obvious. Candy cane.
Oh. You think you're original until you need to choose a username.
Who was the greatest comedian in the Bible? The prophet la 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 la? It's Samson.
Oh.
He brought the house down.
So on Toy Story, you know, the claw thing, right? Okay. And when they're inside, I don't know which movie this is, but
It's Toy Story 1.
well, when they're inside the like machine thingy,
Uh-huh.
and they're trying to like pick him up, you know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So a claw has the strength to pick up 2 toys. All right.
Uh-huh.
That is so unrealistic. It can't even pick up 1.
It depends what type of claw.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me a time you've ever picked something up.
I spent about $25
Just so you know, he never got anything.
on a claw machine trying to get a Starbucks gift card for $5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One time, I was so convinced that I could win one of those games. That was like, you put the key in the hole and then you get the iPad, those games. I was so convinced that I spent an entire $50 game card on trying to win that iPad until I looked at it from the left side and realized it was rigged. Poor me.
I just electrocuted myself. How shocking. How do you currently feel? I'm kind of amped. What? I can't hear you. I said it hurts a lot.
This is like that whole digging to deeper levels with the shovel thing. Okay, because the day this releases is National Cat Day or something, I'm going to say, what do you call a pile of kittens?
Meowsers?
Meowton.
Oh. Oh, a meow. Okay, I like a mountain. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last joke.
Why did the blind man fall into the well?
Couldn't see it.
Because he couldn't see that well. But
Okay, an upcoming holiday. Here's a fun one. Wednesday, August 16th. The Wednesday directly after when this comes out is Wave at the Security Cameras Day. So next, when you're at the store, just wave at the security cameras.
I do that every single time I go to church.
Yeah, you just say hi. I mean, those people are bored. You stick out when you stand there and you just stare at them or wave at them. Sometimes you can even do sign language. Say something to them. I don't know. Today we're brought to you by listeners like you and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a ready-to-learn grant from the U.S. Department of Education, BNSF Railway, and people who review us on iTunes. So, if you could, take some time out of your day and go review us on iTunes. You can just type something out or just give us a few stars. And thank you to everyone who's already done it.
A few.
Yeah, just a few.
Definition of a few means 5.
Not too many, not too little. Studies show that people who really love the show and people who really hate the show review it. But people who are just like, it's okay, sure, I listen to it once in a while, they never review it. If you look at podcast reviews, there are no 3-star reviews. No one ever rates anything 3 stars. So if you want to review us, that's rta.space/iTunes. Now on to Today I Learned.
Just so you know, Instagram does teach you things, because today I learned that sweatbands that go on your wrists, like, the ones that go on your wrists.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How about head?
What?
How about your head?
No. The ones that go on your wrists. Okay.
Okay.
So, at church, they use them to distinguish what class you're in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a green band for this room,
Yes.
red band for that room.
Now, when I was a kid, that's what I thought it was. Then I grew up and I thought it was that you put it on your wrist, and then whenever your forehead gets sweaty, you just wipe it, right?
Hope no one ever got yours.
Okay. But it's not, the wristbands aren't for your forehead. The wristbands are for your wrists when it gets sweaty.
But do your wrists ever get sweaty?
Exactly. So I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
I mean, my wrist gets sweaty when I wear a watch, so maybe I was supposed to wear a watch over the wristband.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Smart. My Today I Learned is that today I learned that Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham because his publisher bet him $50 that he couldn't write a book using only 50 words. And I fact-checked this, and apparently it's true. This is what it says. Green Eggs and Ham is one of Dr. Seuss's beginner books, written in a very simple vocabulary for beginning readers. The vocabulary of the text consists of just 50 different words, and it was a result of a bet between Seuss and Bennett Cerf, Dr. Seuss's publisher. What he bet was that Dr. Seuss could not complete an entire book without exceeding the limit of 50 words. So the 50 words that were used in the book are A, am, and, anywhere, are, be, boat, box, car, could, dark, do, eat, eggs, fox, goat, good, green, ham, here, house, I, if, in, let, like, may, me, mouse, not, on, or, rain, Sam, say, see, so think, that, them, there, they, train, tree, try, will, with, would, you. That was really a lot of words, 50 words, so I sped it up for you there, so hopefully it wasn't too fast. So he wrote Green Eggs and Ham with only 50 words. And I should say 50 different words. Not that every word in the book counts up to 50, but it's that there are 50 different words in the book. Only 50.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that why they repeat stuff?
Yeah, I do not like ham, Sam, I am. Whatever it is.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
Yeah, I do not like it. Will you like it under a box?
Or do you like it with a fox?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
Now into topics time. Today's topic is how not to be bored this summer. So I started thinking about this because I recently watched the episode The Short Quick Summer from Arthur. That's season 2, episode 9B, as they say in the biz. And it was about how he had not accomplished anything during the summer, or at least he thought he did.
Same.
And so I started thinking, hey, look, summer's almost over already.
No, it's not same because I know I haven't accomplished anything.
When this episode gets released, you kind of have 2 weeks, basically, in the rest of your summer, and you may sit down and think to yourself, wow, I've done a lot this summer.
2 months of summer left.
Well, for other people listening.
Oh, yeah, there's other bad people who go to bad schools.
Okay, you're either thinking to yourself when you hear this, wow, I've done a lot this summer, or you're thinking to yourself, I have absolutely done nothing this summer.
Have you breathed? Amen.
I have breathed this summer. I have. I
forgot to breathe.
Also, side note about that Arthur episode, the Short Quick Summer, I thought, in my opinion, at the end of that episode, Castle on the Hill should play in the credits music. Just saying.
I don't like that song.
I mean, it wasn't around back then, but not that I agree.
Was it?
Not that I agree with the message of the song, okay? But the song is good. Play the instrumental version, okay? That's fine. Instrumental's good. So I've come up with a few things you can do this summer, for the rest of your summer, and that is a few weeks away from when this is released, on Monday, August 21st, there will be a solar eclipse across the United States. This happens very rarely. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime event.
First, if you're like me,
Yeah.
go look up what a solar eclipse is.
Yes. Okay. If you don't know what a solar
you say
eclipse
ellipse
is,
or eclipse?
eclipse.
Okay.
It's where the moon comes in front of the sun and the sun completely disappears and the entire earth goes dark.
Whoa, wait. I lost you about the moon thing. What?
Okay, because of the orbit patterns of the Earth. By the way, I'm no astrologist. I'm just saying what I know from science shows. So because of the perspective, the moon basically covers out the entire sun, and there is no light. The whole Earth goes black.
At nighttime.
No, it happens during the day. But the thing is, depending on where you are on Earth, you can see it.
I'm be inside my house, so there's no difference.
So if you want to see if you live in an area where the solar eclipse will be able to be seen, or like if you're in driving distance of it, go check out the map in the show notes. It's rta.space / what episode is this? 33?
I have no idea.
Just go to rta.space. First one at the top, probably. Check out, see if your town is available, like to go see the solar eclipse.
Oh, so you're just assuming all our listeners live in towns and not cities?
Cities, shacks.
Oh, whoa.
Those.
You went somewhere deep.
Anyway, if you want to see if you live in an area where you can experience this once in a lifetime event, go check out the show notes. There's another episode of Rocket to Anywhere coming out before that solar eclipse happens, so we'll remind you then if you have a very forgetful mind.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing you can do is try to learn something new. You may think that summer vacation is for relaxing, but in reality, try to actually learn something new that you don't normally have time to learn. Something fun you could learn is learn how to fly a plane. Something fun you could just say, like, hey, did you know I know how to fly a plane?
How about we learn how to have fun? Like, yeah, that's right.
I can say, like, I told people, I know how to drive a trolley. Haha.
So do I. I know how to crash one, too.
I know how to drive a trolley off the tracks.
Yep.
No, I actually do know.
Journey off the map.
Another thing you can do is try exploring. It's, classic thing you see in summer movies.
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, go exploring your town and see stuff you've never seen before.
I don't know any of y'all's names.
You try geocaching, if you know what that is. It's like a thing people do.
It's a thing people do that I don't know about.
I don't know much about it either. All I know is it's like,
Why don't you go
Google
figure out a new way how to learn a snow cone? How to learn a snow cone? No. Go learn a new way how to eat a snow cone. There we go.
I mean, Oreo, the company, did a contest where they wanted to see how people ate their Oreos. Okay, the last thing you can try this summer is to read. A lot of people don't read. So,
me.
Here's some book
series. I was in a submarine club, and I read.
Wow.
Where's the clapping? Am I the one clapping for myself?
Okay, here's some book series I recommend. I recommend Keeper of the Lost Cities. It's long reads.
That's too long.
So, yeah, it's big books. So
I couldn't even read a 100-page book.
Another book I recommend, a series I should say, is Dan Gutman's series where they travel across the United States. The name of the series is blanking on me, but I'll link to all of these in the show notes if you want to check them out.
The name of the series is blanking on me.
People always say that they should name their restaurant I don't remember. So people say, I don't remember. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's the name of the restaurant.
Linda wouldn't even remember that you went there.
Oh, it was called something.
Yeah, it was called something.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Rocket to Anywhere. Now it's recommendations of the week. What do you have, Sophia?
Wink, wink. Okay.
Yes, wink,
Took
wink.
me a while to get that. Okay. Oh,
Did I tell you about I accidentally winked to someone?
Oh, yeah.
So
I do that all the time.
I was faulty eyeballs.
Yes.
So I was walking Sophia's dog Bailey, and I was listening to an audiobook, and the audiobook narrator's like, and suddenly Rory winked, and I just winked, and then I realized I was walking up the driveway, and I realized that the neighbor's kid was out there.
No, it would be funny because Bailey winks, And so if you wink at her, it takes her
Yes.
like 5 seconds to wink back at you.
Bailey, the dog, our dog, will wink at you.
Yeah.
Sometimes like, can you speak? Can you know how to talk?
And then she's like, I'm like, speak up, you're muffling. I recommend that you eat.
You already recommended that
Something.
account.
Huh?
You already recommended that Instagram account last week.
No. You eat something. Don't just look at it, eat it. That doesn't mean eat your phone.
Is that your life motto?
That means...
Don't just look at it, eat it.
No, that's not my life motto.
So my recommendation of the week is the Orbiting Human Circus of the Air's recent series that they did called The Second Imaginary Symphony. Here's the description. Found in a rubbish pile in Paris, this astonishing recording was passed from hand to hand until it became a French holiday classic. A story about one who disappeared, one who ran away, and the secret of how clouds are born. It's a really interesting series. They just compiled it into like a whole hour episode. So if you want to check it out, link at rta.space. So let's continue with our ending today. If this is your first time, please subscribe. You can find the best way for you to subscribe at rta.space/listen. If you have some time, please go give us a rating over on iTunes. And if you have any suggestions for us, you can email us, rockettoanywhereshow@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at RTA Show on Twitter. Show notes for this week's episode are available at rta.space/33, and you can watch our YouTube videos over at youtube.com/rtaspace. I'm on Twitter at Corban Garcia, and Sofia's on Instagram at
extra_Sofia, Sofia.
not PH.
Yes.
I don't know how many times people misspelled her name last week at the show.
Yep.
Executive producers like SOPHIA.
Did a really
Starbucks
great job in
baristas.
acting, and I'm like, who was that?
It's the producers, Starbucks baristas, the editor.
Starbucks barista was me.
I will just go back there and do your job for you.
Yes.
Okay, other than that, this week's episode is over.
This rocket has landed with a lot of sweat.
Back in the day. I've been saying that a lot. Did you know that?
Back in time.
I was live streaming the other day, and I was like, okay, so I got my launch pad in the mail like 3 hours before the live stream, and
Like, back in time.
I was like, back in the day, I used to use Launchpad on my iPad.
You said that on the live stream?
Yeah, I said that.
See, I watched your live stream, but muted.
Oh, that made no sense. It's like, back in the day, I used to use Launchpad on my iPad. Back in the day was like 3 hours before I started the live stream, okay?